In this video, I'm going to cover some of the most important differences between YouTube ads and Facebook ads. I'll be talking about user behavior, ad formats and messaging, audience targeting, ad disapprovals, and performance. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and let's get into it. My name is Kyle Sulerud, and I'm the founder of AdLeg, an agency that specializes in YouTube ads for webinars. And I have a lot of clients who run YouTube ads and Facebook ads. So I wanted to make this video to compare the two platforms. Before I get started, let me ask you, what are you using? Are you using Facebook ads or YouTube ads? Or neither or both? Comment below, let me know which of these platforms you are using. One of the most important distinctions that a lot of people don't really think about is the actual user behavior. Someone who's using Facebook versus someone who's using YouTube. Now, I'm not saying these are different people. Obviously, most people use both platforms, but people are, in fact, in a very different frame of mind when they're on Facebook versus when they're on YouTube. Now, both platforms are really just there to deliver dopamine to people's brains. They want to be entertained or learn something. Somehow they are there because they want to feel good. Now, on Facebook, dopamine is delivered very erratically. There are notifications popping up all the time. People are quickly scrolling through their news feeds, and they're in this highly excitable mode, okay? So keep that in mind. On YouTube, it's a more level release of dopamine. People are on YouTube to consume content, and they're not getting bombarded with alerts and notifications all the time. So even though both platforms are essentially just delivering dopamine to people, it's doing it in a different way. So when you're thinking about what offers and what types of ads work on each platform, you need to keep that in mind. If someone's on Facebook and they're getting hit left and right with all these different dopamine rushes, they might not click your ad and watch an entire hour-long webinar. What they might do, however, is click your ad and download your thing right away, or they might even buy something from you right away. YouTube is much different. People are there to consume. So if you show them an ad that takes them to an hour-long webinar, there actually is a pretty good chance that they would watch that whole webinar. If, on the other hand, you're taking them to an ad where they would need to buy something, that actually wouldn't work as well. They're not in the frame of mind where they want to spend $7, $49 on something right away. They've been on a much more consistent dopamine drip, so that rush of excitement that people get when they buy something doesn't mean as much. Okay, they're already level, they're already happy. On Facebook, that rush of buying something means a lot more. It's a lot easier to get someone to buy something directly from Facebook. It's a lot easier to get someone to consume something directly from YouTube. Another difference is the format of the ad and how you would deliver the message. You can essentially deliver the same message to people on Facebook and YouTube, and if it's a good, strong message, it could work on both platforms. But on Facebook, even though you can play videos on Facebook, it's a much different experience. Not only is there going to be a video, but there's also going to be a text component of the ad. So people are going to read the text, usually first, and then they might watch the video. They might not even watch the video with sound on. Captions are very important on Facebook because people are often checking Facebook in places where they can't play sound, and they have to rely on reading those captions. So with Facebook, it's really the text has to speak for itself. The video is more of a supplement to the text ad. On YouTube, it's all about the video. You don't have a post that is going to show next to your ad. It's only the video. And then you get a small 15-character headline you can add, and you can put 10 characters on a button. But really the headline and the button, you can't say much. That's really just to draw people's attention in so they know where to click and what's going to happen when they click. The video has to deliver the message. That's all people are going to see. They're going to see you start the video, they're going to see the middle of the video, and if they don't skip or if they haven't already clicked, they're going to see the end of the video. So the video has to deliver the entire message, get their attention, get them interested in what you're offering, and get them to take the next step and take you up on the thing that you're offering. Another big difference between YouTube ads and Facebook ads is the targeting and the ways that you can reach your target customer. So on Facebook, you're usually targeting interests. You're targeting pre-populated lists that Facebook has put together of things people are interested in, things that they are fans of, maybe pages they follow, or maybe it's based on their occupation, their relationship status. You're basically targeting these big lists of people that Facebook has defined for you. And those can work. Those can work great, right? If there's a list that's highly relevant to the thing that you are selling, those lists can work really well. On YouTube, which is done through Google Ads, Google has a lot of different types of targeting. You can target certain interests. You can target certain types of people. YouTube defines different audiences of people. So people who are interested in certain things, or people who are in the market for certain things, people who are actively researching certain types of products or services that you are looking to buy. Those types of things are targetable on YouTube because of Google, because Google knows this information. They know what people are searching for on Google. They know which websites people are browsing. So you can utilize that information to target people on YouTube. You can also target specific videos or types of videos. You can target videos by topic. You can target videos based on the channel that people have. You can target specific channels, or you can target specific videos. If there are specific popular videos or just really specific videos. Maybe it doesn't get a lot of views, but it's highly relevant to the customer you're trying to reach. You can target those specific videos on YouTube. Some things are harder to target on YouTube compared to Facebook. Things like occupations. On Facebook, it can be easy if people have actually defined what their occupation is, or if they're interested in certain pages or publications related to their occupation or the trade that they are a part of. That type of stuff doesn't really exist on YouTube. Google doesn't necessarily know what people do for a living. So unless your occupation is somehow defined by the videos you're watching or the things you're searching for, that can be hard to target with YouTube ads. So those are just some examples. There are lots of differences between YouTube ads and Facebook ads when it comes to targeting. One of them isn't necessarily better or worse than the other. They're just different. You can't expect to take what has worked with Facebook ad targeting and apply it the same way to YouTube ad targeting. The platforms just need to be considered differently. You need to exhaust all of the targeting options on both platforms to find out what's going to work best for you. So let's talk about ad disapprovals. Ads are disapproved on both platforms. Facebook is a lot more problematic when it comes to this. Facebook will disapprove your ad. Sometimes they'll shut down your entire ad account, and when that happens, they don't really explain it. If you haven't dealt with this, maybe someone you know has gone through this, or you've seen people posting about this. It's not above Facebook to just close down your ad account, tell you were doing something wrong, not even really tell you what you were doing wrong, and not even really give you a chance to fight back. This is a very real problem on Facebook. You need to be very careful about what you say. Sometimes if your account has been shut down, you need to find a way to open a new one. And you really need to tiptoe on eggshells here, because even if you are doing nothing wrong, even if you are not breaking policies, your Facebook ad account could be shut down overnight. Luckily, this is a problem I do not really see on YouTube. The only time people's ad accounts are getting shut down is if they actually are going against policies and they are trying to say or advertise things that they shouldn't be. If you are actually following the rules with your YouTube ads, then yeah, sometimes an ad will get disapproved, but your whole account's not going to get shut down. You can sometimes just resubmit the same ad and it'll get approved again. If things are still getting disapproved, you can actually reach out to Google. You can contact their customer support, and yes, they will actually help you. They will help explain why things are getting disapproved, what you might need to change. In the meantime, you can try a bunch of different angles and get something approved. You're not going to be in this standstill like can sometimes happen with Facebook ads. So that, from what my clients tell me, is the thing that they really love the most about YouTube ads, is they're just not worried about getting shut down. Plus, you can say a lot more. You can talk about things like you can talk about results that your customers get from your product. And as long as these are true and accurate representations of what your product does and what people are saying, that type of thing is allowed with YouTube ads, where of course you wouldn't be able to say stuff like that with Facebook ads. So lastly, let's talk about performance. Now, I kind of snuck this into the video because there aren't necessarily big differences in performance from Facebook ads to YouTube ads. Some people will tell you there are. Some YouTube ad gurus will say YouTube ads always work better. Some Facebook ad gurus will say Facebook ads always work better. I'm not going to say either of those things because it's not true. YouTube ads sometimes works better. Facebook ads sometimes works better. Now, there can be some differences. Typically, if you are running traffic to a webinar, more people from YouTube are going to watch the webinar, and therefore more of your opt-ins to the webinar will actually become purchasers. Okay, that makes sense, right? You're bringing people from a video platform, getting them to watch a video. There's a higher chance they're going to consume that video. Typically, if you're running ads to any type of free opt-in, the cost per opt-in, the cost per lead is typically going to be less on Facebook compared to YouTube. Okay, it's easier to get people to do things right away with Facebook. It's easier to get people to consume things from YouTube. So the quality of traffic from YouTube is typically going to be higher, but it might cost you a little more to get people to take that first step. Now, again, these are all typical observations. It's not always going to go one way or the other. What's important is just to watch your results. Keep an eye on how both platforms are doing. And by all means, use both. Don't stop using Facebook ads just because your YouTube ads are performing better. If you're profitable on both platforms, use both of them. So to summarize, YouTube ads and Facebook ads have some very important differences. The key takeaway here is that you shouldn't approach each platform the same way. They need to be approached differently if you want to get the best results possible on each platform. I hope you got a lot out of this video. If you did, don't forget to click the like button. And if you're interested in working with me and my team to see what we can do for you with your YouTube ads, check out the link in the description and you can learn more there. Again, my name is Kyle Sulerud and I will see you in the next video.